Dr. D. Prem Anand. He has pursued his Masters, his MPhil and PhD in Physics from Loyola College, Madras University. He has been actively doing research since 2004. His area of specialization is crystal growth and its characterizations, nanomaterials and polymers which are used in solid-state batteries. He is guiding 6 more research scholars in the field of crystal growth, nanoscience and polymer science. He has published more than 75 research papers and he currently works as a professor of physics at St. Xavier's College, Palayamkotte, Tamil Nadu.
Welcome to UGC lecture series in physics for BSc Physics Honours. In the previous lectures, we derived Maxwell thermodynamical relations. There are altogether 6 Maxwell thermodynamical equations, and from there on we also derived Helmholtz function, Gibbs function, the specific heat capacity at constant pressure Cp, specific heat capacity at constant volume Cv, and the Joule Kelvin coefficient mu. In this lecture, we are going to discuss and derive some of the important concepts pertaining to Joule Kelvin coefficient, how to derive this TdS equations. There are 2 TdS equations and Maxwell's law of distribution of velocity, and how to derive Maxwell's law of distribution of molecular velocities. What is Joule Kelvin coefficient? The Joule Kelvin coefficient is defined as the slope of the isenthalpic curve at any point on the temperature pressure curve. The Joule Kelvin coefficient is denoted by the symbol mu, which is given by mu is equal to dou T by dou P. Therefore, from the definition of enthalpy, we have H is equal to U plus PV, where H is the enthalpy and U is the internal energy, P and V are pressure and volume respectively. Therefore, and let us take this equation and differentiate this equation. From the definition of enthalpy, we have H is equal to U plus PV, where H is the enthalpy, U is the internal energy, P is the pressure and V is the volume. So, differentiating this term, we have H is equal to U plus PV. So, differentiating this H, it leads to dH. So, du plus PV is d of PV is P dV plus V dP, P into dV plus V into dP. We also know that du is equal to TdS minus P dV. Therefore, substituting this equation, I have du plus P dV is equal to TdS, but we know that dH is equal to TdS plus V dP. Therefore, differentiating this ds, I have ds is equal to, it is dou S by dou T at constant pressure with respect to dt plus dou S by dou P at constant temperature with respect to dP. Therefore, dH is nothing but T into dou S by dou T into dt plus T into dou S by dou P of T plus V into dP. So, this equation is obtained by substituting the value of ds in this equation, but we know that T into dou S by dou T of P is equal to Cp. Therefore, the volume coefficient is given by alpha is equal to 1 by V into dou V by dou T. But we know that dou v by dou t is equal to minus of dou s by dou p, that is equal to alpha v. So, from this term I can write minus of dou s by dou p of t is equal to alpha v. So, therefore, I can write dou s by dou p of t is equal to minus alpha v. Substituting these values, I have dh is equal to Cp into dt plus v minus t into dou v by dou t into dp. Similarly, from this equation I can obtain what is dt. dt is equal to, it is 1 by Cp into dh plus 1 by Cp into t into dou v by dou t of p minus v into dp. But we know that dt is equal to dou t by dou h of p into dh plus dou t by dou p of h into dp. So, comparing the coefficients of this equation, I have dou t by dou h of p is equal to 1 by Cp into t into dou v by dou t of p minus v. But we know that mu is equal to dou t by dou p of h. Therefore, substituting this value of mu in this equation, I get mu is equal to, it is 1 by Cp into t into dou v by dou t of p minus v. So, you can cross multiply these two terms. So, we will get mu into Cp is equal to t into dou v by dou t of p minus v. Therefore, I can write mu into Cp is equal to t squared into dou by dou t of v by t. So, from this equation I have dou h of dou p of t is equal to v minus t into dou v by dou t of p. We already derived mu Cp is equal to minus dou h by dou p of t. Therefore, the Joule Kelvin coefficient is mu is equal to, it is 1 by Cp into t into dou v by dou t of p minus v. So, this is the value, and we know that mu Cp is equal to minus dou h by dou p of t. Therefore, mu is equal to, it is v by Cp into t into 1 by v into dou v by dou t of p minus v minus 1. So, I can write this expression in the compact form as, so this value of v is, this value turns out to be, it is alpha t. Therefore, substituting this value of alpha t in this equation, I get mu is equal to, it is v by Cp into alpha t minus 1. So, the van der Waals equation states that p plus a by v squared into v minus b is equal to R t. Therefore, multiplying this term, I have, you multiply this term p into v, likewise p into b is equal to R t. So, individual terms if you multiply, we will get p v minus p b plus, it is a by v squared into v minus a by v squared into b is equal to RT. Therefore, I can write PV minus PB. So, this V and this V gets cancelled. Therefore, plus A by V minus AB by V squared is equal to RT. So, this is the value I am getting, PV minus PB plus A by V minus AB by V squared is equal to RT. So, differentiating this equation by keeping P as a constant. Therefore, if you differentiate this PV equation, it is P into dV. So, since P should be constant, it is P dV, and this PB is 0. Therefore, when you differentiate this 1 by V, it is minus A into dV by V squared, and minus AB by V squared turns out to be, it is minus 2AB dV by V cube is equal to R dt. Therefore, simplify again this equation. Simplifying this equation, I can write it is dV by dt, that is P into dV minus A dV by V squared minus 2 AB dV by V cube is equal to R dt. So, therefore, if you dv by dt is equal to, it is R divided by P minus A by V squared plus 2 AB by V cube. So, this is the value of dV by dt by simplifying this equation. So, after simplifying this equation, we have, that is dou V by dou T at constant pressure is equal to, it is R. So, in place of P, I can write RT by V minus B. In place of P, I am writing RT by V minus B. Therefore, minus A by V squared, or we can simplify it further. Therefore, I can rearrange this equation as, so therefore, it is dou V by dou T is equal to, at constant pressure, it is R divided by, so in place of P, I can write, that is P plus A by V squared is equal to RT divided by V minus B. So, therefore, P is equal to RT by V minus B minus A by V squared. So, in place of P, I am substituting this value, the RT by V minus B minus A by V squared. Again, one more minus A by V squared is there, plus 2 AB by V cube is there. So, simplifying it further, I can write, it is, I am taking all the LCM and common factors, then it turns out to be dou V by dou T, that is equal to R V power 3 into V minus B divided by RT V power 3 minus 2 A into V minus B the whole square. Substituting this value, we get mu is equal to V by Cp R V power 3 into V minus B RT V power 3 minus 2 A into V minus B the whole square. So, again using a simplification, we have, in place of R V power 3, we are putting RT V squared into V minus B minus RT V power 3 plus 2 A into V minus B the whole square. Therefore, V by Cp is equal to, if you do once again the simplification, therefore, if you simplify it further, it is RT V squared or RT V cube minus RT V squared B minus RT V power 3 plus 2A V minus B the whole square. So, therefore, I can do it as minus RT V squared B plus RT V cube get cancelled. Therefore, minus RT V squared B plus 2A into V minus B the whole square. Therefore, that is equal to V divided by Cp minus RT V square B plus 2A into V minus B the whole squared divided by RT V power 3 minus 2A into V minus B the whole squared minus 1. So, from this equation, as V and Cp are always positive, the value of mu and hence the temperature of a van der Waals gas passing through a porous plug will depend on the value of alpha T minus 1. Therefore, alpha T minus 1 is a prominent parameter in determining the temperature of the gas. If alpha T is greater than 1, the temperature of the gas will increase, and if alpha T is less than 1, the temperature of the gas will decrease, and if alpha T is equal to 1, the temperature will not change. Therefore, let us after defining this Joule Kelvin coefficient, after deriving this equation, we will define what is inversion temperature. This is the temperature at which the inversion takes place. This is also known as temperature of inversion. It is represented by the symbol Ti, and therefore, for the temperature of inversion, the Joule Kelvin coefficient mu is equal to 0. Therefore, I can write it is 2A into V minus B the whole squared is equal to R T power I V squared B. So, from this I can write R T I V squared into B is equal to 2A into V minus B the whole square. From this equation, we can calculate what is Ti. Therefore, Ti is equal to it is 2A into V minus B the whole squared, the whole divided by R V squared B. So, this is called the temperature of inversion. In this temperature of inversion, if V is far greater than B, then Ti turns out to be it is 2A by R into B. So, this is the equation for the temperature of inversion. For an ideal gas, mu into Cp is equal to T squared into dou by dou T of V by T. Therefore, mu is equal to T squared by Cp into dou by dou T of V by T. But for an ideal gas, we can write P into V is equal to R into T. Therefore, this equation modifies to mu is equal to T squared by Cp into dou by dou T. In place of V by T, I can replace R by P. Therefore, R by P is equal to 0. Thus, the Joule Kelvin coefficient for an ideal gas is 0, and the ideal gas passing through the porous gas does not show any change in temperature. Let us now derive the TdS equation. In order to understand the TdS equation, we should express entropy of a pure substance in terms of temperature and volume. Therefore, the entropy S of a pure substance can be taken as a function of temperature and volume, and it can be written as ds is equal to, you have at constant volume and temperature. Therefore, this equation turns out to be dou S by dou T of V into dt plus dou S by dou V of T into dV. Multiply this entire equation by T. If you multiply this entire equation by T, therefore, T into ds is T ds. Therefore, T into dou S by dou T of V into dt plus T into dou S by dou V of T into dV. But we know that Cv is equal to T into dou S by dou V of T, and from the Maxwell relation we know that dou S by dou V of t is equal to dou P by dou T of V. Substituting these values in the previous equation, I can write T ds is equal to Cv dt plus T into dou P by dou T of V into dV. So, this is called the first TdS equation. Similarly, the entropy of a pure substance can be also regarded as a function of temperature and pressure. Therefore, keeping temperature and pressure as variables, I can write ds is equal to dou S by dou T of P into dt plus dou S by dou P of T into dP. Multiplying this entire equation by T, I can write T into ds is equal to T into dou S by dou T of P into dt plus T into dou S by dou P of T into dP. But from Maxwell relation, we know that Cv is equal to T into dou S by dou T. And also we have dou S by dou P of T is equal to minus dou V by dou T of P. Substituting these two values in this equation, I get T ds is equal to Cp dt. So, in place of plus T, it is minus T into dou V by dou T of P dP is called the second TdS equation. Now, let us move on to the next topic. The topic is Maxwell's law of distribution of velocity. The important assumption in the Maxwell's law of distribution of velocity is at a particular temperature, a gas molecule has a fixed mean kinetic energy. Therefore, it does not mean that the molecule is moving with the same speed throughout its movement. After each encounter, the speed of the molecule changes, and due to a large number of collisions, the speed is different at different instants. But the root mean square velocity remains the same at a fixed temperature. At any instant, all the molecules are not moving with the same velocity. Some are moving with the lower velocity and some with the higher velocity, but the important point to remember here is the mean kinetic energy of the molecules remains constant at a given temperature. Therefore, the mean square velocity of a molecule is defined by the relation c squared. It is the mean square velocity of the molecule. It is 1 divided by n integral 0 to infinity c squared dn, where dn is the number of molecules having velocities between c and c plus dc. If the total number of the molecule is then a fraction dn by n will have the components of velocities in the x direction in the range u and u plus du. However, the fraction dnx by n is a function of u only and it is proportional to du. Therefore, I can write this explanation in the mathematical format as dnx by n is equal to f of u du. So, cross multiplying this term, I can write dnx is equal to n into f of u du. Similarly, this is the equation for x direction. Similarly, this equation can be expanded for y and z direction also. So, for the y direction, it is dny is n of f of v dv, and in the z direction is dn z is equal to n into f of w dw. Also, we should remember that the value of n is very large and the value of du is very small compared with the u, and also there are large number of molecules. Hence, the fraction of dns molecules whose y components of velocity lie in the range v and v plus dv is given by the equation d squared n of x y divided by dnx is equal to dn of y by n is equal to f of v dv. Therefore, I can write this term alone d squared n of x of y is equal to n of f of u f of v du dv. Therefore, the number of molecules represented by d squared n of x of y is very large. Let us now summarize. what we have so far learnt in this lecture. The Joule Kelvin coefficient is defined as the slope of the isenthalpic curve at any point on the temperature pressure curve. If alpha T is less than 1, the temperature of the gas will decrease, and if alpha T is equal to 1, the temperature will not change. And we derived two TdS equation, that is the first TdS equation and second TdS equation. Let me recall the first TdS equation. TdS is equal to Cv into dt plus T into dou P by dou T into dV. The second TdS equation is TdS is equal to Cp into dt minus T into dou V by dou T of dP. These are the questions. Question number 1, prove that the Joule Kelvin coefficient for an ideal gas is 0. Derive TdS equations. Thank you.